Naima and Django's love story began by the sea. As children, they built sandcastles and chased the waves, their laughter carried by the salty breeze. The ocean was their playground, the rhythm of the tides a melody only they understood. As they grew, so did their love, deep, unwavering, as vast as the endless blue stretching beyond the horizon. Django was a fisherman, strong and fearless, while Naima was the village storyteller, spinning tales under the moonlit sky as the villagers gathered around, entranced by her words. Their love was a quiet kind of magic, one that didn't need grand gestures or spoken promises. It was in the way Django always brought her the first fish of his catch, in the way Naima waited by the shore every evening to welcome him home. It was in the way their hands fit perfectly together as they walked along the beach, dreaming of a future filled with sunrises and whispered secrets. Every night, as they lay on the sand, Django would trace patterns in the stars, promising Naima that no matter where life took them, the sea would always bring him back to her. One warm evening, as the waves lapped gently at their feet, Django took her hands in his. "Marry me, Naima," he whispered, his voice steady, sure. She smiled, tears glistening in her eyes, and nodded. There was no need for an elaborate ceremony. The ocean was their witness, the sky their canopy. Under the same stars they had dreamed beneath as children, they vowed to spend forever together. For years, they lived in bliss. Django would go to sea in the early hours of dawn, and Naima would wait for him at the shore, her heart swelling each time his boat appeared on the horizon. Even on stormy days, when the sky darkened and the wind roared, she never feared, because Django always came home. Then, one fateful morning, he didn't. A storm had rolled in suddenly, faster and fiercer than any the village had seen before. The waves had swallowed his boat, the sea claiming him as its own. The villagers searched for days, calling his name into the howling wind, but the ocean held its secrets tightly. Some said he had drowned, others whispered that the spirits of the deep had taken him. But Naima refused to believe he was gone. Every evening, she stood on the shore, her eyes scanning the horizon, waiting. The villagers pitied her at first, offering kind words, telling her she had to move on. But when months turned into years and she still stood there, barefoot in the tide, they began to call her mad. They whispered behind her back, shaking their heads as they watched her talk to the waves as if they could hear her. "Django is coming back," she told them, her voice unwavering. "He promised." She no longer ate with the others in the village, no longer spun stories for the children. Her world had shrunk to the shore, to the waves that carried the ghost of her beloved's laughter. She slept in their little house, but only barely, her body restless, listening to the sea as if it would call to her. Then, one stormy night, as the wind howled and the ocean raged, Naima heard it, a voice, soft and familiar, whispering her name. Her breath caught in her throat. She turned sharply, her heart pounding, expecting to see him standing there, arms outstretched. But there was nothing, only the wind, the waves, and the distant call of the night. Yet the voice came again, carried by the storm, unmistakable. "Naima." She stepped forward, the freezing water swirling around her ankles, then her knees. The villagers, huddled in their huts, did not see her go. The storm raged on, the sea roared, and Naima walked deeper, deeper, until the waves embraced her fully. The next morning, when the storm had passed, the villagers found her footprints leading into the ocean. But Naima was never seen again. Some say she drowned, that the sea finally claimed her, just as it had Django. But others believe she found him, that the ocean, in its infinite mercy, had kept its promise and brought them back together. And on quiet nights, when the moonlight kisses the waves just right, some say they hear laughter, a man and a woman, together at last, lost in the whispers of the sea. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the widow's endless wait. May the whispers of the sea remind us that love, even in its silence, always finds a way. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, comment, and share. Your support helps bring more enchanting tales to life. Don't forget to subscribe to Enchanted African Realms and turn on notifications so you never miss another adventure. Until next time, may the winds guide you and the stars light your way.